What if you could just unplug? From that constant need for everyone else's approval. That's what we're diving into today, this really profound mental shift. It's the journey to building what you might call a sovereign mind, a state where, really, your own validation is the only one that truly matters.
I mean, who hasn't, right? It's that constant low-level hum of anxiety in the back of your head, always wondering, what will they think? It can feel like you're putting on a performance for some invisible audience, and honestly, it's just exhausting. But what if? What if there was a way to finally quiet that noise for good?
All right, so let's actually put a name to this problem. It's what we can call the validation trap. And let's be real, it's a place most of us are pretty familiar with. See, when your self-worth is all tied up in external things, social media likes, compliments, the latest trends, you're basically building your house on shifting sand. I mean, all that stuff is so fickle and it's completely outside of your control. It's pretty much a perfect recipe for feeling insecure all the time.
So, the big question is, how do you get out of that trap? Well, here's the thing, and it's kind of counterintuitive. The escape route often shows up during our toughest moments. Yeah, the very experiences we spend our lives trying to avoid can actually become our liberation.
Now, really, think about it for a second. When you survive a huge setback, or you somehow navigate a big personal crisis, something deep inside you just shifts. Those tough, gritty experiences prove to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you are so much stronger than you ever gave yourself credit for.
And this whole process of getting stronger through hardship, it's not just some poetic idea. It's a real, actual psychological mechanism. It's like you're literally building armor for your mind.
Okay, so psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called stress inoculation. And the best way to think about it is like a vaccine for your mind. Seriously, by overcoming a manageable dose of stress, you build up immunity to future, bigger challenges. You're basically proving to yourself, hey, I can handle this. The process itself is actually pretty simple, but it's so powerful. It goes like this. First, you face some kind of adversity. Then, you find a way to overcome it. And here's the crucial part. You internalize that win. You let it sink in. That's how you build real, lasting resilience. And every single time you go through that cycle, that mental armor we talked about, it just gets a little bit thicker.
Okay, so as you keep building this resilience, something really fundamental starts to shift in your internal wiring. It's about where you look for direction. You stop looking outside for all the answers and start looking inside. You're basically developing your own inner compass.
And this inner compass, there's a term for it. It's called an internal locus of control. All that really means is you have this deep, unshakable belief that you are the primary driver of your life. Your worth isn't coming from external praise anymore. It's coming from your own values, your own actions, your own integrity.
I mean, the contrast here is just night and day, right? On one side, you've got a life of just reacting. You're being tossed around by the waves of other people's opinions. But on the other side, you have a life of intention, one that's guided by your own compass. It really is the difference between being a passenger in your own life and being the pilot.
So, where does all this lead? What's the end result of this huge transformation? What does it actually feel like to live with this fully developed inner compass? Well, you achieve what we've been building up to, a sovereign mind.
And let me tell you, living this way just feels different. That constant nagging need for approval, it just kind of fades into the background. You start to trust your own judgment with this quiet confidence. And that brings a really profound sense of inner peace. Because you're not at the mercy of what everyone else thinks anymore. You can just be yourself, authentically.
The ultimate freedom is that moment you realize you never needed anyone's permission to begin with. And that right there, that's the core of the sovereign mind. You are the final authority on your own life, period.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Just take a second and honestly ask yourself, when you feel good about yourself, where's that feeling really coming from? Is it coming from the outside, or is it coming from within?
This journey of understanding ourselves, it's a pretty fascinating one, isn't it? If you want to keep exploring how your own mind works, hey, go ahead and subscribe. We would absolutely love to have you along for the ride.